Right, third time lucky, hopefully. I keep trying to record this one and my storage keeps being too full, but I've deleted lots now, so right, okay. Right, question 7 then. Glucose and cholesterol are both molecules transported in the bloodstream that may need monitoring in people with different medical conditions. So glucose, you should be thinking of that hexose sugar that we all know how to draw. If you don't know, you must, okay? You need to know it off by heart. There's an alpha and a beta version. In the beta version, these are switched over, and it's a monosaccharide. Cholesterol is a lipid, but it's a little bit different to the other lipids we look at. It's not made of glycerol and fatty acids like we would expect. There's an image here. Also, if you can't remember much about cholesterol, if you have a look at page 64, you can pause it here or have a look yourself. There's a bit of information. And these questions here, if you haven't done them previously, especially this table here, would be a really good thing to do. Maybe make a big poster with the structures and so on. You don't need to know the structure of cholesterol off by heart, but you need to know it roughly and be able to recognise it. Okay, so back on the Pringles. Okay. And it's on about different medical conditions. So you should recall that blood glucose, because it talks about in the blood, is to do with diabetes, and cholesterol in the bloodstream is to do with coronary heart disease. So if you're not sure about these two things, you need to go back to your GCSE stuff and go over diabetes and coronary heart disease. They're in the disease module, which is B3, which you will have done in year 10. So please have a look over those. Okay, the question asks you to state 2 ways in which these molecular structures are similar. So as you can see, I've drawn it out so that I can visualize it a bit more clearly. And molecular structure is similar. So they both have oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. They're both made up of those 3 elements. It's 2 marks, so what else can we say? We could also say that they both have hydroxyl groups. Hydroxyl groups, which is OH. And I think that's about it, to be quite honest with you. 2 marks. Next bit. Glucose is an important biological molecule required by cells for respiration. State the physical property of glucose that allows it to be easily transported in the bloodstream. Well, again, it's kind of trickily worded. The physical property of glucose, well, it is soluble. Okay, when it becomes a disaccharide or a polysaccharide, it's not soluble anymore, which is what makes glycogen, starch, and cellulose good. Not cellulose, sorry, glycogen and starch makes them good storage molecules because they're not soluble. Glucose is soluble, okay? And that's all it's asking you. Glucose is soluble. And we know that water is a good solute, okay? But it's asking about glucose.